Algebra 1, 5.3, we're going to talk about solving multi-step inequalities. So, we're going to take everything you did yesterday, which was solving, actually last 2 days, solving an inequality by adding and subtracting. Everything stayed the same. And then we solved by multiplying and dividing. When we multiply and divided, we did have to be careful for when you multiply or divide by a negative. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to switch or flip the inequality symbol. And that is what it says right there on the top line. I wrote it on there so that people would either see it or write it here before we get into our examples. I'm going to break this up nice and slow today. We're going to do just these 2 examples, and then I'm going to assign problems that are just like this. Tomorrow, we're going to get into a little bit more involved solving that's going to make you distribute, make you gather more like terms, things like that. So I thought, let's get a good base today. Tomorrow, let's come back and really kind of dig deep, get our hands dirty with this stuff. So, the first example, guys. The first example is, I want you to solve each inequality, and I want you to graph the solution on a number line. Each of these inequalities has more than one piece. You've got to get the variable by itself. There's 3 steps or 3 things that I would like you guys to do for all of our problems today. And I'll reiterate this when we get to our homework. Number 1, I want you to solve it. That's what it's asking. Number 2, I want the set notation, the one with the squiggly brackets. And then 3, I want you to graph it. So I'm explicitly telling you to do all of that for all of your problems. So the first problem is 23 is greater than or equal to 10 minus 2w. So I want to solve that. What do I do as my first step? Subtract 10. Yes. Subtract 10 from both sides. Do I flip the sign on that step? No. 10s are gone. What's 23 minus 10? It's 13. Is greater than or equal to? Negative 2w. To get w by itself, what am I going to do? Divide by negative 2. To both sides, obviously. Negative 2's cancel. Hey, wait a minute. I just divided by a negative 2. What's going to happen? The sign is going to flip. So, negative 13/12 is now less than or equal to w. Does everybody agree with that? It's just taking a couple different steps than just one step. Now, my requirements were set notation, solve, set, and graph. Set notation, squiggly brackets. What variable are we using? W. What comes next? Such that. And then what's the difference between the answer we have and set notation now? What always comes first? The variable goes first. So now I have to flip the whole thing and say w greater than or equal to negative 13/2. Remember, your variable goes first. It's like you pick up this whole entire piece right here, cut it out, and you look at it from the other side. So flip it over. And then, of course, we got to graph it. What's my anchor point? Critical point there. Leave it as an improper fraction, guys. 13 divided by 2. So it's negative 13/2. Is it an open dot or closed dot? It's going to be closed because it says equal to. What point do I want to use to check? 0. 0 on the left or the right? On the right, because negative numbers are smaller. And so I come up here and put 0 greater than equal to negative 13 halves. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to shade the side that works. Done. I solved it. I wrote the set notation. I graphed it by checking. Those are the three things that you should be doing. So, 43 is greater than negative 4y plus 11. Try that on your own. Give me all three things, please. So what's my first step, guys? Subtract 11 from both sides. 11's cancel out. What am I left with here? 32 greater than. Okay, do I flip the sign now? Because I subtracted 11? No. Next. So divide both sides by negative 4. Now I will switch the sign. What's 32 divided by negative 4? It's negative 8. Why? Which way is the sign going? Opposite side. Flip it. Set notation. What variable now? Y. Such that. Greater than negative 8. And on a number line, negative 8. Open or closed? Open. Zero's over here again. Is 0 greater than negative 8? So I'm going to shade the side that works. Homework is chapter 5.3, day 1, 305, 12 through 21. Have a great day.